shoes off with my team.
Oh, so cold, I swear my flow froze. All I need some G.
Listen, work a certain system as we travel the distance. Take me to another town, show them how we get down. So many taking credit for something they didn't earn. Jordan and Cedric gonna be the ones that make them learn. And those are real names.
Look, money is a major issue. So just know when I mention paper, I ain't talking about tissue.
Yes, sir. You know what it is. Money is a major issue. So just know when I mention paper, I am not talking about tissue. Talking about money. Nah. In this case, we talking about contracts and album covers and I guess paper in general too. What's up, guys? Thursday night, so you know what that means, man. We're hanging at the bus stop on Shady Sports Network, right? I am here, Gemini. We got Statik there. Oh, I got my regular name down there, feeling all regular today. But you know me, the bus driver, man. Was chilling here at the bus stop on the bandwagon on Shady Sports Network. As many names as we can add. We missed it last week. Life was lifing, but we're back.
Yep, always
better than ever, right?
Every single week
as we can be. So yeah, this week we're gonna be talking NBA Finals. Obviously, is what's going on, right? Talking NBA Finals, talking the UFC fight, Merab versus O'Malley, how that went down last weekend. We're gonna be talking the Knicks job. How come no one wants the Knicks job? Why haven't the Broncos hired a GM, right? Like, or not the Broncos, the Nuggets, sorry. The Broncos signed a running back.
Yeah. Right? Oh, yeah.
As always, talking New Music Friday and just kicking it, man, here at the bus stop. What up, Statik?
What's up, man? How you been?
I've been good, man. Just been working and trying to get it in, trying to stay up to date on all this Broncos news too, man. It's
hard
just
to keep up.
I know it's been feeling like a lot of good news coming out, so I've been hyped about that. Feeling like I've been in my lane with that. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
There have been talks and announcements from commentators about Broncos being Super Bowl contenders already.
Yeah. Before we get to that, man, congratulations, my dude. Congrats are in order. You want to, tell us a little bit about your business, Mr. Boss Man?
Yeah, I just started my own company, opened up my own LLC for flagger certifications through CDOT, Colorado Department of Transportation, and ATSA, which is the national level, pretty much multi-state certification. So pretty much going into that, going to be doing my own private classes and whatnot, still have my old job that I still have been with and everything. So pretty much going to just be double dipping and making sure that I'm not poaching and just rolling with that, making money on the side. It's all about trying to make that next dollar, always trying to stretch every dollar I can, making sure I'm pulling in multiple sources of income,
Yes, sir. I need dollar. That's all I need. Hey. That's how we roll. So yeah, guys, we got a great show for you tonight. You heard it from the boss man himself. Before we get into it, like we do, go ahead and hit you guys with the Shady Sports promo, right? Go ahead and let you know where we're coming from, what we represent, Shady Sports Network. Get it to you, what else you can find on the network. So here we go. Hit that like button, guys. What up, Sam? Hit that share button, guys, and rock with us tonight here at the bus stop. Let's go.
We'll be back.
Yes, sir. So yeah, man, we go ahead and jump right into it. These finals, bro. It's what I heard it was the least watched finals. I don't even know if they set a time. I don't think they set a time frame. But no one's watching this. Are you watching the NBA finals?
Yeah, definitely. I'm catching it. I'm invested just because, I'm a true underdog kind of guy when it comes to whoever makes it to those finals. It was our Nuggets one year, but, I'm in it to win it for the Pacers. I want to see them Pacers ruin what OKC has built this season. It seems like I can't remember what year it was with the Patriots when they went 16-0 and lost that Super Bowl.
To the Giants.
Yep.
Wasn't that who was the wide receiver?
Tyree.
Was it?
I think that was it, Tyree. I'm pretty
Was
sure.
it that was with the
helmet
catch?
The helmet catch, yeah.
Yeah. That was the Giants. They snuck and they were 9-5 that season, I think.
Yep, and Eli Manning is undefeated against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, I guess what I'm saying. Everybody, I like a good underdog story too. That was actually right. It's so weird though. Those ones you're like, I want to see you get taken down, right? Which is weird. I don't know why you'd want to see the people on top get taken down, but that's usually how it goes. Once they've been on top for so long, you like to see when they get knocked off or see someone that you didn't expect to come in and beat them, aka the Pacers, right? I think we were all expecting a Celtics. I was expecting maybe like a Heat. I don't know. I thought the Heat probably could have made some noise. They didn't do anything, and then the Knicks even, but
I was
didn't think about the Pacers.
I was expecting those Cavaliers to come in heavy.
Yeah, that too, actually. I think that probably would have been a pretty favorite finals, Cavs, OKC, right? All season, it seemed like they were headed for each other. I think they split the season series because like the Cavs beat OKC and OKC, and then OKC beat the Cavs in Cleveland. Yeah. So that. And what up, Sam? Come kick it with us, bro. Hop on. You know what I'm saying? Come tell us. Want to hear Sam get on here and spit some bars, right? We get some bars.
Right.
We got to get
Sam Shady in the building.
Right. We got to get 10-bar Thursday. 13-bar Thursday. I don't know.
Maybe we could pull a 4-bar for him.
A 4-bar Friday?
A 4-bar Friday. There you go.
A 4-bar before Friday.
Right.
I like that. Nah, but it says 24% decrease from the first two games of last year's finals.
Yeah, and it's not surprising overall, just because it's been slowly heading that direction, just because of the missed calls, the wrong calls.
They weren't calling nothing last night.
Right, they let them ball out, and that's something that if people are watching and they feel a certain way about the NBA, is maybe you should tune in. They've been really letting them play out, and that's what's great. They're really letting them go to street ball format almost, and I like seeing that. I like seeing them really go back to the roots of NBA and let them play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is cool when they do finally. I mean, it's the finals, man. They already made it there. All that other stuff, they proved they could do it. Like, we just want to see them play. Like, we don't want to see the refs, right? I don't care to see the refs.
Yeah,
I don't know the refs' names. I'm not.
And maybe that's what's leading up to this 2-1 Indiana Pacers lead. They're letting them ball out, and SGA is not being able to get his true form, which is at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Pacers pacing them too, though. Yeah. OKC can't keep up. Them young bucks, you thought them young legs could. It seemed like they can't quite keep up.
And the turnovers were crazy for the OKC.
Well, how do you feel from that though? When in the first game you forced them into 19 turnovers in the first half and you still lost. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
How do you look at turnovers like that? Is that something you take into account, or you just? I think that goes into account of just ball at that point, right?
Right, I think so, honestly. They weren't like questionable turnovers either. There was the one play where Halliburton just clean, easy sweep, just caught him off guard during a pass and took the whole court, and he could have milked some clock on that with how slow they were trying to get back to even defend. They just didn't care at that point. And then you had one play where O'Connell just jacked it off of him right off of the inbound. They had just scored.
Oh yeah, that was. Man, that's when I felt like that's when the wind got knocked out of OKC in that play, because it looked like McConnell wasn't even like he was walking back the other way, and he just like turned around real quick and like snapped the ball up, because then they tried to play full court press on him. They did. I guess they were pressing before that. I was like in and out of paying attention to it, but I did look at that. Yeah, and then they had him in full court press from that. And I mean, they were knocking shy. They were knocking him all over the place, man, before he got the ball. As soon as he got the ball, you know what I mean? Like, just putting bodies on him as much as they could. And I felt like that, and the refs not calling those little petty calls.
Yeah.
Really. Because they would have had to call it the other way too, man. I mean, OKC is playing, suffocating all up on your defense too, right? Like,
it's hard, man. Yeah. And I think the real transition, like how the NFL had its moment where they started seeing these hybrid quarterbacks. The NBA is starting to see that same kind of weird transition with bench players where you really got to have a deep bench these days because the Pacers, they came clean off the bench last night and put up points quick.
And not just a deep bench, just some random players you put together like a la Nuggets, which is why we need our GM, a good GM. You need a bench of players that could go and, do some time.
Yeah, instead of having that 6-man roster and all that, you got to have that 7, 8, 9-man roster where any of those bench players could be starters on another team.
Especially, you cannot, and I feel like, dang, man, just going into all our segments, I feel like that's why the Knicks really haven't looked at Mike Malone and knowing, like, we just came away from playing, a 3-man roster, essentially. We're not going to be – we need 10 players. Like, we need you to play these younger players when they're good and young and ready to play minutes. Like, we can't just be sitting there, having players sit on the bench because they need to learn. Like, they've already learned in whatever league they were in before they were drafted or whatever G League they came up from, right? Like, that's it. And you're seeing it, man. Like, you're seeing starters in the making on both sides of the ball, right? Like,
yeah, which makes things interesting, man. And, the off seasons and trade deadlines and all that. All these people really performing from the bench really changes up everything where you're not aiming for the starting 5 lineup anymore. You're aiming for some of those bench players to kind of make your bench elite.
Yeah, some of those players, I heard him say it on ESPN radio, those TJ McConnells, those Carusos, even those Christian Browns. I mean, I think Christian Brown is one of those players. They play the game the right way, right? You got to have, and I know Christian Brown's a starter, but we need a spark like that coming off the bench too. You got to have that person off the bench, and then you got to have kind of that star off the bench too, right? You see it with Wiggins on the Thunder, and then you see it, with heck, was it Mathurin? Yeah, he had 27 points coming off the bench.
Yeah, and like it kind of goes into what we're talking about now is when Nuggets won their championship in that season, Christian Brown was a bench player. He was
that spark. Christian Brown, and you had Bruce Brown, playing in and out of starters. You had KCP as the starter, but still coming, able to go in and come and play with the bench unit. You had guys that could still lead the bench unit as well too, and that's when the Nuggets kind of had that, and they had that spark with Russ, right? But he just wasn't that bench star, right? He's still not. I don't know. Like,
were you able to confirm on your end? I've been seeing the whole random reports, but I'm not sure how for certain they are. But apparently, Russell Westbrook signed a 3-year deal for $150 million to play overseas.
Oh wow! I just saw DeMarcus Cousins just got kicked off the Puerto Rican team.
Yeah, no, I can't. I haven't had the time to confirm it, but yesterday I was seeing reports on that, and there was multiple sources that were kind of backing it up. But I don't know how certain that report is, if it's actually confirmed. But if that's true, then that's Russell Westbrook out of the bench lineup for the Nuggets, and he's going to go finish his career overseas for $150 million over the next 3 years as well.
Hey, good. Let him go get that $150 million over the next 3 years instead of getting that extra $3 million here.
Right.
And that opens up money for us too, that we can go potentially bring a Bruce Brown back.
Exactly. And, he's available. It seems like things are working out both ways in both directions where, a Bruce Brown comeback is becoming very realistic at this point. And I'm excited for it. I'm all for it. Bruce Brown is that X factor that, the Nuggets can use, definitely.
Oh, he might go overseas, Tel Aviv. The Euro Cup, they're trying to do like with the what's that golf league?
I
was just looking it up too.
I know what you're talking about.
But anyway, yeah, looks like they're trying to do something like that. Yeah, it said Euro champions, whatever, Tel Aviv are expected to make Russell Westbrook an offer never before seen in European basketball. But that was on the 4th. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I was seeing random random multiple sources yesterday reporting it, but
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it on anything that like really solidifies it. I haven't seen ESPN post on it or anything like that where they're talking about it, confirmed it.
Well, yeah, I would do it. I would do it. He has a $3.4 million player option, so yeah, opt out of that. Save us some money.
Yeah.
Go make a whole bunch of money overseas. Let's see how much his contract is for. I can't find it. Dang, Patrick Beverly went over there.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Not recent. Oh, in the past, it said.
There's just more money in the major international market, honestly, and I get it, but at the same time, NBA has those supermax contracts. When you can't cut it here, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go overseas now.
Hey, man. That's the way you do it, right? You don't, just get all your money here, let it, then go overseas and get all the money you can over there, and come back and be a coach at some high school. Yeah. So, who you got winning the NBA Finals?
I still got Pacers, man. I still got Pacers, and I got Pacers in 6. I think that OKC is gonna have another game in them. They'll probably come back. I can see Pacers going up 3-1, going back to OKC. OKC winning it in OKC, and then it coming back to Pacers and ending on Game 6.
Yeah. OKC, I can see them maybe getting one more, but yeah, man, if the Pacers win this next one, that's a wrap on that. I think.
Game over.
Be a pretty miraculous comeback if they were able to pull it off. Coming back 3-1 to win it, but I don't think that's something that's ever happened actually in the finals. Is coming back from down 3-1.
Where did LeBron come back from?
I think he
might. 3-2.
I think you might have came at me on that one. I think it might have been 3-1 against Golden State. I think Golden State was up 3-1, and they came back and won it on them.
Only one team has successfully come back from a 3-1 deficit.
I think it's Cleveland and Golden State. Or it might have been when he was with Miami.
Finals.
He was either with Miami or Cleveland when it happened. But I don't see OKC having it in them. It seems like they're quick to shut down once.
It was LeBron.
Yeah, once things don't go their way, I can see them shutting down heavily.
Well, when you're young, right? Hopefully, right?
Right, and I think that makes it even scarier next year, though, because then they're going to have that vengeful feel to them, and then they're going to come in ticked off.
Dang, Antonio Brown wanted on an attempted murder charge. What?
That checks out, though. I mean,
oh man.
Even if you didn't see it coming, you could see it coming.
Allegedly, let's say that in case.
Allegedly.
Oh, that's what it says. Breaking news. So it's breaking news. That's what the Twitter world says, guys. So don't be coming at us. What up, Daniel? Come on, man. Hop on. It's a hop click away, bro. Hang out at the bus stop. What do you think about the Knicks job? How come nobody wants it?
I think it's just kind of a. Man, it could be the Knicks, holding out. Who knows if it's the Knicks holding out on picking coach, or just coaches not being interested. I feel like maybe it's something on the Knicks side where they're holding out and wanting the right numbers, the right person, and they're doing their due diligence, which is something, I don't feel like the Nuggets did. Unfortunately, they were so quick to pull the trigger and name Adelman the head coach right away that maybe the Knicks have their guy picked and they're just not ready to announce it. They want to make sure everything's right. Who knows, honestly, but I feel like it'll happen sooner than later. It's only been, 2 weeks since they've been out of the playoffs and everything, and that contention is over. So I think, they're taking their time and having the due diligence on making sure that they got the right person, which is something I feel like is necessary. You don't want to just jump into anything. You don't want to jump into a Mike Malone situation just because of the things that you had stated already. Like, they might be looking at those small details of everything being like, he is a great candidate. Obviously, he's fresh off a championship from a couple of years ago, now 3 years ago. But he really likes the starting five. He doesn't really like that bench depth, and we don't know if he brings enough to the table for the Knicks to continue to contend.
The Knicks got to be the stupidest damn people in the world. Like, you don't fire no good coach like that and don't have a plan. I mean, Tibbs did a hell of a job. Obviously, something's going on there, but you don't have a plan. And now the 3 coaches turn you down. You got to have a plan, man.
Right.
They don't have a plan now. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Barkley just going in on him. It's got to be the dumbest team in the world, man.
When you fire a head coach, or when you're talking about them San Antonio women, Charles Barkley's all about that conversation.
What did he say? Big women in San Antonio?
Yeah, they eating them churros like they're from Galveston.
Hey, Barkley knows something, right? He's what did he say? He's the 11th best rebounder in history or something like that. Nah, but yeah, it's ridiculous. You fire a coach that gets you to the finals. Isn't that what the Mavs did too? Or did Jason Kidd get them to the finals?
I'm not 100% on that, honestly. I can't recall. I've never really followed Dallas heavily.
I don't either. I just feel like there's another team that did that, but it's dumb. Like, you get to the finals, you fire a coach. The thing is, I feel like they wanted a different type of coach. They didn't want a coach that was going to run, Brunson into the ground, run Cat into the ground.
Yeah.
They wanted a coach that was going to be able to space out the team and help the team grow, which is why the Nuggets, I feel like, went with Adelman too, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted a coach that was going to look at the whole of the team and not just focusing on grinding down the good parts, right?
Yeah, maybe they got a plan that they're just really looking at, waiting for the finals to end before they really go after that plan.
Right. I mean, the Nuggets haven't hired a GM yet. They hired a whole firm to help them with their search, and they haven't found anyone yet. So maybe it's just, it's sometimes stuff takes time.
Yeah.
To do. It's just weird that they haven't gotten any coaches in the interview yet, though, I don't think.
Yeah, no. Usually they'd have a schedule release of this person's coming in and visiting this week. We're going to have this person coming in and visiting this week. So it's interesting, honestly, to see how things are transpiring already with, the finals still going.
Seeing posts on X, the Knicks just called and offered me a head coaching job. Yeah, it was a meme saying like Coach Ham had called the Knicks. Good interview.
God.
Like, and I feel like with it, I was listening today, they were saying like if you're Mike Malone, knowing you're like the 9th, 10th option, do you want it? Right. Why deal with it?
Exactly.
Oh, I guess they're focused on Mike Brown and Taylor Jenkins.
Yeah, they might be just trying to really focus on players right now before they get that GM spot, so that the GM has a structure when they come in instead of having to find the pieces themselves. It really allows the Cronkies to kind of handpick who they want to come in before a GM comes in and has their input.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Especially since who was it, Josh Kroenke came out and said, he's about to be more hands-on than he's been before.
Hopefully that's a good thing. It kind of scares me, honestly, because, the Cronkies have never had to be hands-on with any of the teams that they own. So,
well, hopefully they start spending some money on these damn teams, man. Like, come on now, like, wasting all this time. We got the best player in the world.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Just because with all the other teams they got, I mean, they really have the money to spend. I mean, their other teams aren't doing as well as the Nuggets in terms of prosperity, in terms of momentum.
Yeah, and I mean, we can go back to the finals.
Easily.
All it takes is a good coach, man, and a couple pieces on the bench. We're in it to win it.
Right.
My name ain't Bennett.
Did you happen to see the Lance Stevenson versus Michael Beasley 1-on-1?
No.
Yeah, they did a 1-on-1 match for $100,000 street ball style, and Michael Beasley still shows that he's the best 1-on-1 player out there.
What? That was KG, sir.
The one I want to see that I thought about immediately after he said that he's still the best 1-on-1 player in the world is I want to see him versus Melo. That'll be the battle of the Knicks, right there.
Mm.
I think if anybody was going to shut Michael Beasley up, it would be Carmelo. And when you look at statistics, Lance Stevenson I think is 6'6", and Michael Beasley's like 6'9". So I mean, you got Carmelo coming in, and he's 6'9" too. So I mean, that's a more even matchup for some 1-on-1. But I like the environment. I like the idea of it. And I feel like that should be something that NBA should be looking at. Honestly, like that would bring the All-Star game back in for everyone to watch. Just watching people tune in for some 1-on-1 basketball with no ref.
Yeah. Right? Just let them go at it, man. Just let them play. I mean, that's what it is, right? It's all individual battles anyway, so might as well put it down. Let's see them.
See some SGA versus some Halliburton.
I don't know, man. SGA is freaking. I want to see SGA versus Anthony Edwards. They're both so twitchy, man. I guess Halliburton's pretty twitchy too, actually.
Yeah, he's Halliburton. He's just got that range to him, man. He's deadly from beyond the arch.
See, that's it. Yeah, but I feel like SGA and Anthony Edwards, they can both take it to the rack, man. They're so quick with it.
Yeah, and and that's where you would see some weird but interesting things. Is you got SGA, he takes it there, but it's more of a layup status, like just really getting those quick layups in, which always impresses me. I don't really like SGA, but I always give him. So I'm always giving people their flowers when it's deserved, and you cannot stop SGA when he's going to the rim. He's always got that such quick release for a layup.
Mm-hmm. Man, SGA is. I don't know. He goes beast mode on it. Let's take a break really quick. A little 30-second promo.
Let's do it.
Get it in. Guys, all you new people to join, hit that like button. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Daniel. Don't forget to share. Tell your friends about it. You're watching the bus stop. You're hanging at the bus stop. I'm Gemini. That's Statik. We're just kicking it, man. Right now, we're just talking some NBA, just chopping it up. So come chop it up with us. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think. Hey, did you see about the Broncos signing too? Just come kick it with us, guys. You know what I mean? So we'll be right back in like 30 seconds or so and get back into it.
My name is Anton Popov, and this is my 6th year of college football. Training during the hottest times of the day is a recipe for muscle cramps, which is why electrolytes are so important. Hydration is crucial for my performance. Dragon Salt eliminates muscle cramps and boosts your overall energy level. Whether it's a weight room or field session, I fuel up with Dragon Salt beforehand. It's been a game changer for me, and it'll be a game changer for you.
That Dragon Sizzle. Dang, I might have to hardwire in. My Wi-Fi won't be finicky. I got too many windows open.
And it was nice because you got to see Stevenson kind of come out early on everything. But then Michael Beasley just took it over. But it was nice because you got to see some real – it seemed like Rucker Park. Like they got into at one point where the crews came out and they were having each other's backs for a second. And then Beasley just came out of nowhere and just shut him up.
Here's the action. Yeah. Who do you think you could beat 1-on-1 from the NBA?
I've been playing most of the winter and all that, and kind of got back into my groove a little bit. Got my shot down. If I had to go up against anybody, I'd probably have to go with. I'm 5'11", so I'd have to go someone within that range. I'd probably go. Oh man, that's tough. I'd probably go against like Cruz. I'd maybe go like against Caruso or something like that. I don't feel like I would win, but I feel like that'd be like the most logical setup for me, size wise.
Okay. I was thinking, yeah, but then I was like, dang, Caruso got some speed last night, man. I saw him; he just flew down the court at one point.
Yeah, no, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Got a little speed on him, man. You keep up with him. Yeah, I don't think I could go up against anyone in the NBA. Maybe I'd probably go up against like I was trying to think of like a big center because maybe outrun him.
I go up against Rudy Gobert.
Oh man, shoot! I think I'd probably rather go up against that gorilla. Try to go 1v1.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, I go against Zion Williamson. That'd be a good matchup, honestly.
I'd probably go up against. I think I could go up against Jimmy Butler for sure.
I'd go up against an off-season Zion because he always puts 40.
In-season Zion. That dude's never in shape.
True.
I didn't say it. Nah. But yeah, man. No, that's cool. I might have to sit and go through and see what other 1v1s there are out there. Is that something that they're just starting to do?
Yeah, it is. It really just came out of trash talking between the two. They did a podcast together, and it led to a $100,000 bet. And it was like kind of UFC style where they had a couple of one-on-ones before the main event, which was Lance Stevenson and Michael Beasley. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping to see more of that. That'd be dope. I'm hoping to see Michael Beasley hold his title, but like bring somebody else in. And like I said, I want to see Carmelo Anthony versus Michael Beasley. I feel like that'd be a great matchup one-on-one.
Michael Beasley said he blew out LeBron James in a 1v1.
I don't know about all that. You know, LeBron still got that size to him, man. He's still a bully if it comes to street ball.
Yeah. That'd be cool to watch. I feel like I'd watch that more than like a whole game, quite honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And it was twos and threes first to 30.
Mm-hmm. You got to play 1v1. You got to beat at least half the team if you want a contract coming from the G League.
Right.
I think that's how it should be.
I agree. I like that.
What you think about the Broncos signing J.K. Dobbins?
I think it was a really good acquisition, man. Honestly, I feel like it really sets them apart from a lot of other teams in terms of this offseason signings and everything like that. You know, they had some really great defensive add-ons, and it didn't seem like they were doing too much other than the tight end position. But this just kind of sets them over the top with, I think, you know, they're going to get the best grade when it comes to the grading system for offseason acquisitions. And I think the Broncos kind of really solidified their position with what they were able to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I thought it was really cool. Trying to find the video from. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. J.K. Dobbins was saying too. It's just like hyping up the Broncos.
Yeah, he really went with.
You know, just talking about how like it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
To come to the Broncos, which is weird because he just played against them last year, right?
Yeah, and that's where I think it's diabolical of how he approached it and all that. And what I love to see is that competitive edge come from these players like this, because something similar to what Richard Sherman did when he signed to the 49ers. He's like, I want to go to the team that plays the Seahawks twice a year. And that's kind of exactly what J.K. Dobbins had comments on. He's like, you know, now I get to play the Chargers twice a year.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, too, you saw the Chargers, they draft a quarterback in the first or a running back in the first round and Omarion Hampton, and then they bring in Najee Harris. So it was like, well, dang, it looked pretty much like the Ravens backfield once they brought in Derrick Henry, right? It's like, what do you do if you're Najee Harris or J.K. Dobbins? Like, I think J.K. Dobbins could have beat out Najee Harris.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Najee, I had him on my fantasy team last year, and he was kind of hit and miss. He was kind of hit and miss. You know, there was weeks where, like, he would hold it down for me, and I'm playing him next week definitely because he just put 20 points on the board for me. And then I'd keep him in that next week, and I'd get 6. and he's out half the game because they had a duo threat back there, and they wanted to go with the other back because he's tired. And it's like, we need, it's one of those things where the age comes into play with that. And J.K. Dobbins, he's 26 years old or something like that.
26. How old is Najee Harris?
Najee, I think he's in his, I want to say
27. So he's only a year older.
Yeah, but he's got that size to him where, like, I feel like it's holding him back because of, like, how much bigger he is.
Yeah. I saw some video somewhere on the interwebs, might have been on X, saying it was some video showing just like J.K. Dobbins highlights. And it was like, yeah, J.K. Dobbins still and Saquon Barkley had not been for all the injuries. What do you think about that?
I heard that as well, but the biggest thing is that he only played 13 games last season, but he put 1,000 all-purpose yards in those 13 games.
Yep, and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's with just having not as big as the running back room as the Broncos have. So there's not many options in the Chargers to go with anybody else but JK when they really had to push him. That put him in that injury-prone kind of status. As where the Broncos, I mean, we got work to do when it comes to cutting them running backs. We got to cut 4 running backs before the start of the season. We got a running back room of 6 or 7 of them right now.
Yeah, but they're going to cut. Who do you think they're going to cut? Estime or McLaughlin? Because, I think Tyler Badea will probably go down to the practice squad. They can put him on the practice squad.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're going to go – I think they honestly feel like they're going to cut McLaughlin, but it's hard. I feel like it has to be McLaughlin.
Right.
He's such a elite play action option. It makes it a tough choice for the Broncos, honestly. Estimate he's that big back there, and I feel like we'd be giving up on him too soon. And if we let him go, he's going to do great somewhere else. And that's kind of like one of those like Saquon Barkley kind of decisions where it's like, I hope if we get rid of him, he doesn't go to anywhere in our division, just because having to see him again, I feel like Estimate would probably do the same thing that who's the wide receiver with Cleveland that put up numbers on us last year.
Cedric Tillman? Was it Cedric Tillman?
No, the top-notch wide receiver that Cleveland has that we played them and he pretty much torched us all game.
All of them, because I feel like Jerry Jeudy had a career night.
Jeudy, that's what I'm talking about. Jerry Jeudy is what I'm talking about.
Oh man, what do you think about Jerry Jeudy been making more money than Cortland Sutton?
I think it's fine because it's one of those things where do you want to be on a good team and make less money because we got to pay a lot of good players, or do you want to be on a bad team and make more money because you're one of a few good players they got?
Are they a bad team though? Shador could come out and have his boat next year too.
Yeah, but he's on rookie contract, so they're not paying him arm and a leg yet.
Yeah, true. I just feel like Cortland Sutton may hold out for money, which would be dumb. It's 29. I don't know. It wouldn't be dumb, but it'd be stupid, right? Yeah. I think at this point in time, especially for the fact that, we just drafted Pat Bryant, but we did draft 2 wide receivers last year too that we still have, and Vele is definitely ingrained in the wide receiving core.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to shine on a good team, or do you want to, get paid and have the bag on a mediocre team? I wouldn't say Browns are bad, but I'm not saying that they're going to be no playoff contenders looking for the Super Bowl this year. Like, the Broncos are pretty stacked in terms of setting themselves up for a good Super Bowl run. May not be this upcoming year, but they're building up to it, and they're building up quick. And they got,
man, it could be this year, especially with this J.K. Dobbins signing. You think about it, I don't know, man. I think I only see it as a plus either way it goes. Either RJ Harvey isn't ready and J.K. Dobbins starts, and then J.K. Dobbins gets hurt and RJ Harvey comes in, or RJ Harvey starts and he gets hurt and J.K. Dobbins comes in and he gets hurt and RJ Harvey's back for the playoffs. But if you last year, what was our miss? We needed a tight end to get those yards up the middle against the Bills. We needed a running back to keep the drives alive, right? We needed a defensive back, a solid defensive back, a legit number 2 defensive back. Yeah. We went on and got that.
Yeah.
We got a starting safety. I think, man, the Broncos have all the pieces in places to make some noise for sure. I don't think I'm not even sleeping on them this season.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I'm really not. Me neither. I feel like it's the year to make or break to really prove how far we can really go into this thing. And I could see us going into, the divisional championship territory easily. That's not out of the question. It's a matter of who are we going to play in that divisional championship? Is it going to be anybody outside of the AFC West, or is it going to end up being the Chiefs?
Because I mean, I don't know. Chiefs, man, hey, I don't know. Chiefs could be doing something with that Minshew signing. Could be. I'm for reals, man. They could be looking to rest Mahomes. I was reading an article on it. I was like, dang, that's true. They could. That's a good, give Mahomes some rest. He's like the Joker. He's gone, deep into the playoffs every single season of his career, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I feel like it's going to be the AFC Championship's going to go through the AFC West. In my opinion, I don't see another division keeping up with the AFC West this year. I see 3, if not all 4 teams going into the playoffs somehow, which is just a boss move. I don't know if that's ever necessarily been done before in the AFC, where the entire division goes to the playoffs.
Right, that would be. I think the NFC East had a chance. What was it, 2 seasons ago? Because I think the Eagles, the Cowboys, and then I think even the Giants were right there, but then the Commanders weren't there. It was like the year before they drafted Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a scary season this year in terms of like who actually has that heavy division, and I really feel like the AFC West stands out above them all, and I feel like it's done that multiple years. Most divisions have to go through the AFC West to prove themselves.
Well, you see, I mean, shoot, the Bills, the Ravens, they're all looking up at the Chiefs. That's their goal, right? They're looking through the AFC West. Every team it's come through the AFC West since Peyton Manning got here.
Yep, that's very true, man. Just because we had our droughts and all that, and when Denver had its drought is when KC took off.
Yeah, there's some fried chickens over there.
About to be
fried turkey. Fried turkeys. Oh man, Broncos mandatory mini camp going on.
But yeah, no, I like what I see out of Shedeur Sanders in his OTAs and everything like that. He's really making everybody regret not picking him. Well, whatever the reason was for him sliding through the draft so far, he's out on a mission, and I feel like he's going to end up being their starter pretty quick.
Well, I mean, you're already seeing, hashtag Gabriel to Miami, so hashtag Gabriel to Dolphins. So, people are already talking about trading away Dylan Gabriel.
Isn't that where Zach Wilson went? Was Miami as well?
Is Zach Wilson in Miami?
I don't know. I know he went somewhere else after we let him go and all that.
Yeah, but he's in Miami, 1-year deal. So pretty much turn again to what it was here.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Shedeur's the best option, Stefanski ain't trying to get fired.
Right. And why not?
I don't think anybody is. You're going to play your best option.
Yeah. And, I think the Raiders are even going to do exceptionally well. I feel like the Chargers are going to be the Chargers, which is mediocre enough to make the playoffs. But I feel like they kind of hit their peak in their prime with Justin Herbert. I feel like he doesn't have the support system that he needs. I feel like he really needs some solid receivers, and they gave up. God, I don't even remember his name right now. Their number 1 wide receiver,
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Isn't he back on their team? Didn't they re-sign him? No, they signed. Who was the other one on the other side? Oh gosh. Oh, come to me. What team are we talking about? Oh yeah, the no charges.
Yeah. They got Mike Williams, McConkey.
Yeah, Mike Williams. They brought him back.
Yeah, Mike Williams, McConkey, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnston.
I like McConkey.
McConkey's he's pretty dope, man. I see a lot of Wes Welker in him. It seems like.
He's a superstar, man. I see a lot of Puka in him.
Yeah, Nakua, man. I don't know how long he's gonna last in the Rams before somebody picks him off.
Do you think the AFC West is the best division as far as head coaches go? Because they've all have at least one Super Bowl ring. Especially with Pete Carroll coming over here. Wait, Harbaugh? Wait, does Harbaugh have a Super Bowl ring?
Harbaugh has a national championship.
Oh, he has a natty.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been to a Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
So what other division has 4 coaches that either has a ring, a national championship, or been to a Super Bowl? I don't think there's any others.
I don't think there is either, honestly. Just thinking about it, really, honestly. Yeah, no. Not that I could think of.
We'll just even look with just Super Bowl experience. The NFC East, all 4 coaches have.
Who are those head coaches?
Let me see. Well, you got, what's his name? The Eagles.
Oh, yeah, now.
And then, what's his name with the Commanders? He took the Panthers.
Yeah, yep.
Ron Rivera. And then, so Doug, no, this is wrong. Currently. No. What? Google's so stupid. All right, so I gotta look this up, I guess. Who are head coach of each team? So yeah, you got the Eagles coach. Obviously, they won last year. He took them there twice.
Yeah.
You got Ron Rivera with the Commanders, right? And then who are the other teams? Who's Dallas's coach?
Mike.
I thought they got rid of him, didn't they?
No, I don't think they have yet.
Mike McCarthy is still the head. No, they got Brian Schottenheimer.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah, they promoted Brian Schottenheimer. Oh. Yeah. Well, did this just happen? Did he just get promoted?
Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer. He's the 10th head coach in franchise history.
So Brian Schottenheimer definitely is not taking a team to the Super Bowl, so
no.
That's a lie. Well, when Mike McCarthy was the coach, they had a Super Bowl winning coach. And then who's the other team in the NFC East? The Giants. And he has not taken a team to the Super Bowl either, so that's wrong. NFC South, I don't even know who coaches in other divisions are. Why can't I find a list? Get this broken down. Anyway, all right. Current head coaches.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon. No. His dad took a team to a Super Bowl, right? Or what? Then you got
AFC North doesn't have it. They got 2 coaches. They've won Super Bowls.
Yeah, see, so I think it's just the AFC West. I think so, because, in the NFC South, they got new head coach in Kellen Moore. So, although he won a Super Bowl last year with the Eagles, he wasn't a head coach. And then in the NFC North, you got Ben Johnson, new coach.
Yeah, so I think it's safe to say that AFC West is the best head coach division in the league.
Yep. Yep, I like that. I think it's pretty safe to say that.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, man. What's next on the agenda? Some music.
got
Music make me lose
UFC
control.
recap.
Oh, UFC recap.
Yeah. You got
Dav
what that last name?
Dvalishvili. How do you say his name?
Dvalishvili.
Dvalishvili. I don't know. Sean O'Malley lost.
Dvalishvili.
Yeah.
Merab.
Merab defeated O'Malley.
Yep, he beat O'Malley, and
Sugar O'Malley,
he
right?
took the title from O'Malley and then defended against O'Malley. So O'Malley just really drops down the ranking for the bantamweight rankings really heavily. He has to start from the bottom now and start doing some non-championship matches to get back up there and get that ranking back up to get a championship match again, or move divisions. But that kind of put Sean O'Malley in a bad spotlight.
Dang, does that just drop him even further? How far did he drop down then?
Far.
He's 18-3 now, 10-3 in the UFC. Dang.
Yeah. He was one of the most respected and feared, and now it's Merab. Now he's the top of the food chain essentially for that one.
Yeah. Well, he has been for what, the past year at least, 2-3 years. It looks like. I don't know. But it's big. I want to find a pronunciation of his name.
And now it just puts Umar Nurmagomedov as the number 2 and next to compete for it, honestly, which is interesting because I believe that Merab and Umar Nurmagomedov are both coached by the other Nurmagomedov, the one that retired, that's undefeated still. He's regarded as one of the best to ever do it. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Khabib. I know that name.
Yeah, he coaches both of them, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be interesting to see whose corner he's in for that match if that happens.
I feel like UFC kind of fell off.
It did, and I think it has a lot to do with political, just because they're so heavy into politics and Donald Trump's always there. That's really kind of put them in a bad spotlight of separation of politics and sports. They've never really mixed to begin with. It's always gone bad whenever politics and sports mix, as we've seen from the NFL before as well, with the whole take a knee kind of deal. So, I mean, I feel like, and Dane is one of those people who just doesn't learn. He doesn't care. He wants to do it his way because he always has, which is very respectable. But I feel like when it comes to political association, he's going to learn the hard way, like somebody like Elon Musk did.
Well, aren't they under like a whole umbrella now? Yeah, a TKO group.
Yeah,
they own WWE and professional bull riders.
Yeah, they've monopolized the fighting industry essentially. I think they took over one as well.
Oh, that's how the Logan Bros could like go in between the different leagues. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if I feel like that kind of jaded my view on it. Also, them like linking up with WWE. It's like, oh, just finding ways to.
And it's made it very interesting. Honestly, it's made it one of these things where it's like, is this just entertainment or is this still, at its roots? Because I mean, if nobody really knows the history of UFC, the first permitted, fully legal fight for UFC was in Denver, Colorado. And so it's safe to say that UFC officially started in Denver, Colorado.
Say it again. I'm with it.
Yep, UFC started in Denver, Colorado. It was one of their big first ever. The UFC 1 championship was Denver, Colorado. you don't know, look it up. You don't believe
And
me? Look it up.
McNichols.
Yeah, I think it was McNichols, to be honest, actually.
Mm-hmm. That was wild.
Yep. Now
I remember in boot camp, there was this short drill instructor, this little short Asian dude. He was an MMA fighter. And this wasn't that far back. I'm not that old, but this is like still in the early days of UFC.
When you said short, but you didn't say Asian, immediately I thought of Joe Rogan.
Oh man, I was watching this. We were watching this show by Jamie Kennedy, his little biography last night from 2007. He put out about like hecklers and critics, and it had old school Joe Rogan clips on it. I was like, dang man.
Joe Rogan's lived an interesting life, man, honestly.
Yeah.
That man he was on one of my favorite shows called Radio News. As a comedian, he did stand up. He was one of the first MMA fighters for UFC.
Mushroom activist, ketamine activist.
Yep.
I don't know if he's a ketamine activist.
Yeah, but it was interesting. I mean, UFC 1, man, that's back when you still had the Gracies. You still had Royce Gracie still fighting in the UFC. Now the Gracies are just praised as legends in the MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world.
Dang. Yeah.
He had Ken Shamrock before he ever, did his WWF deal when they were WWF.
Ken Shamrock was a beast.
Yeah, he was. That was one of my favorite matchups was Ken Shamrock versus the Iceman Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell. Wasn't he like he was like one of the first people to like film himself training underwater and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
He would like walk underwater and with weights and stuff.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. Dang. Those are the fun days, man. UFC when it was ultimate fight, and now it's just like you said, entertainment, sponsorships.
Yeah. It's all about those promos and sponsorships and endorsements.
They have 578 fighters, they said. 578 fighters, you still only see like 3 fights a year. What the heck?
Yeah, back when UFC 1 happened at McNichols, there was no weight divisions. The heavyweight was fighting a bantamweight.
Right? It was just really ultimate fighting, like a movie.
Yeah, crazy. They've definitely incorporated a lot of everything to legitimize themselves.
So would you say you've been a fan of the UFC since, well, for as long as you can remember? I guess, granted, that was in 93.
Yeah, and I was 4 years old. So, I mean, even then, I I started with WWF, and that led me into UFC and learning the difference. And, it's like learning Santa Claus isn't real. Kid, cover your ears if you're watching this. But finding out that Santa wasn't real is finding out WWF wasn't real. And that's what turned me over to UFC probably in the late 90s. And that's kind of where I did my history and understood that, UFC started in Denver. We have Donald Cowboy Cerrone, who was from
Yes, sir.
Colorado. He's loud and proud, still lives here.
Mm-hmm.
And, just following him, I was the first big fan for him, honestly, out of Denver. And it was huge. And, just learning your history and knowing your sports and doing the research really goes a long way in terms of your passion for something.
I partied with him, dude, back in like 2011.
That's dope.
Yeah, like that.
How did that happen?
Well, I mean, my homie Mike Noppin, who runs Party Gurus, they're
Okay.
still going strong. He was throwing house parties back then. He would rent out condos and townhomes and throw big parties in them. And he's real good homies with Cerrone. And it was after a fight. Shoot, I'd have to look it up and see. It was like a smaller fight too, but he ended up coming through later that night. Yeah, this was back in the day. Let's see. So I think it was around 2011. This one. Videos of Cerrone fight in Denver 2011.
The Zaxby's commercial decided what I wanted for dinner. Great show.
Bro, Zaxby's I haven't had Zaxby's in a minute. That's some good chicken right there.
Yeah, I think what would be your favorite chicken spot on that comment? What's your favorite chicken?
Probably Zaxby's if you're just like getting chicken strips or good chicken sauce, but they don't have one out here, so
No. I'd have to say mine is Bojangles, which is coming to Colorado apparently.
Bojangles. I haven't had Bojangles in a minute either.
World famous chicken and biscuits. You get them
I
Southern
know. The only Bojangles I've been to is in like rest stops in Georgia.
Yeah, mine was in South Carolina when I was out there at Myrtle Beach, man. You get them. That's the first time I ever experienced Southern style portions, which you get a KFC biscuit, you get a Popeyes biscuit, it's like that. You get a Bojangles biscuit, that thing is boom, size of your head.
I think they'll rock too. I feel like well, depending on where you would get it from. I'd say for out here though, dang, I don't know, man. I gotta check out some new places. We tried the honey hot chicken at Popeyes. That was pretty good.
Okay.
I haven't tried the KFC one yet.
I want to
we
try
go to what is this? Wing Slingers.
Wing Slingers. It's one of my favorites is Kickin' Chicken.
Kickin' Chicken, bro. I was about to say Kickin' Chicken, but they did just put one out here by the VA hospital. Actually,
I always go to the one over in Lakewood, man, at the Union.
That's the one. Yeah, that's just so far from us now. We would their jalapeno waffles, bro.
Oh, yep, they're Mexican style street corn.
Mm-hmm.
They got them huge chicken.
Mm-hmm. They use because they use like the chicken thighs too, and they use like fat thighs.
Their kicking sauce is bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. The katsu is they're on point for sure.
Yeah.
Kicking Chicken they are prime. Mike's Hot Chicken is pretty good. I think it's Mike's Hot Chicken.
Or is it Mike's Hot Chicken or Dave's Hot Chicken?
Dave's Hot Chicken. No, is it Dave's Hot Chicken?
I haven't had Dave's Hot Chicken.
It's on Broadway.
I don't know. I haven't tried a chicken spot off Broadway, to be honest. I know Dave's Hot Chicken's a thing, but
yeah, Dave's Hot Chicken is good. They're bigger one.
I have yet to try Dave's Hot Chicken. They also have Blazing Birds. I haven't tried
Blazing Birds.
That's
They're
right
okay.
down the street from me. I haven't tried it yet.
They're just all spicy. This is all spice.
They're a little pricier too.
Oh, it's Cluck.
You usually get what you pay for.
Yeah, Cluck used to be in a dive-in, and then they like open up next door.
They also have
an actual restaurant.
Have you ever had Bird Call?
Bird Call is good, but they're so expensive, bro. It's just I get so mad when I go there just by how much it costs. Like I am not coming here no more. And then do they even have tables in there? I feel like they don't even have tables. Like you just get your food and go. You go. They don't even talk to you. You go up to the window or a little computer screen and order. They don't even take the time to talk to you.
Right.
Like gosh, at least give me a show. Like go get a banjo or something and play a song or something.
I feel like Raising Cane's was good while like they were new, but I feel like they're getting a little played out with how many locations they got and how simple their menu is.
Man, my daughter loves Raising Cane's.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's just not it's not the best. It's not the best that we have to offer anymore.
No, it's like good fast food chicken for sure.
Yeah. They just got to come up. They just pump it out.
But yeah, as far as like, I don't know. I wouldn't rate them as my number one. I'd probably put them down there under 5 for sure. Well, I guess if we're going Wing Slingers, well, no, because Wing Slingers got like a new staff, man, and it's not the same.
Right.
So that sucks.
Right. See, we talk about everything here, people. If you're watching this, we don't just talk about music and sports. We talk about it all. We talk about
some good food, Ray. I'm all hungry and stuff now.
If you're watching this and you got a favorite chicken spot that we haven't said or we did say and it is your favorite and you want to comment, leave us a comment, like, share, put that in. Let us know where you eat. What's your favorite chicken spot? Mine's is Kickin' Chicken, hands down. That's mine.
Yeah, man, I will second that for sure. I'd say Kickin' Chicken. Cluck is pretty good, actually. I'd probably put them as like maybe my second or third. The Post has pretty decent fried chicken.
I'll make a note of it. I'll try it, and I'll have a review next week for.
Yeah, check out Cluck, and it's a pretty simple recipe, like or a menu like chicken too. So they don't have like a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's just like chicken strips or like chicken sandwich. And dang, there was this one wing spot I go to in Aurora. They do like honey mustard wings. Those are fire.
They're always fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Nashville hot chicken, man. Those always get me. Having Nashville hot chicken in Nashville was my favorite thing on my road trip. There's a reason why it's called Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah. It's good, but it's like, dang, I don't want all spicy chicken all the time.
You gotta get a side. You gotta order the Nashville hot chicken, whether it's sandwich or the tenders or whatever. And then you gotta get that side of some other good stuff. And that Nashville hot chicken goes a long way. It's a couple meals for you because you get halfway through it and you're like, I'm good. It's too hot. And then you go back for it later or next day and it's still good. Especially if you got that air fryer.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays I just like see some recipe and I'm like, I'm just gonna make this.
Yep.
Hold on. But no, dang, now I want to order some chicken. I got some T-bone steaks falling out. Yeah, so music though, bro. New music Friday. What we listening to? What you listening to, man? What came out? No, Carter 6 came out. What do you think about the Carter 6?
There's like maybe 2 tracks on the whole album that kind of made me feel a vibe where I was head bopping. But, I was highly, and I had told you this a few days ago when we spoke about it. I was disappointed, man, honestly, overall. The overall ranking on it, I gave it a C-. It was,
Ooh.
He really
hot takes. Why?
When it comes to that Carter catalog, man, the Carter catalog is unmatched. You cannot touch a better catalog for an artist than Lil Wayne, and this one just didn't meet the standard that Carter's 1 through 5 had.
Yeah, I hadn't listened to it all the way, but I did listen to what was it before the Carter 6? Oh, yeah, the one he did with Manny Fresh, the fix before 6, and then they just had like a whole bunch of old like tracks mixed in on it. It just fell down that rabbit hole. But I listened to like the first couple tracks. I can see what you mean about it not having that Lil Wayne flair. Like it's just like him just doing him. You know?
King Carter was the opener. Bells has certain moments within it that hits a certain way where you feel like he's gonna take it to a classic level, and then it just drops off heavily with some just random nonsense, man. I feel like he didn't put as much effort into his lyricism.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Carter was okay for the most part. I'll give that like that's where it takes. It's Welcome to the Carter, Bells. Those are C- tracks. And then you got Hip Hop Sharks band from New Orleans. Those I gave like a D.
Yeah. It's a lot of tracks on here though. 20 track album.
Yeah, and I think my 2 favorite tracks off of the album were Loki's theme, and I think it's Alone in the Studio was the one that had Kodak Black on it. But that's with Carter albums, I felt like he always outperformed his features. And this is the first Carter album I felt like where his features kind of outperformed Lil Wayne on his own tracks.
Dang, so Lil Wayne getting old or what?
I think so. I don't think he's transitioning into what people are listening to these days. He's not familiarizing or having any kind of relatable substance on these tracks that really push the bar. They're really just filling songs.
Yeah, it seems like that from just a bit I listened to on like King Carter. Like it's just like, and Welcome to the Carter. Like he just kind of I don't know. It doesn't feel like it is a whole lot of cohesion in this album.
Yeah. 100% is how I feel about it. And, like, because even when you look at the Carter 5, I mean, he has a lot of those fill-in tracks on there that they don't hit this, the way you wanted them to. But then he has Mona Lisa that featured Kendrick Lamar, where they were just going bar for bar with each other, killing it. You got to Let It All Work Out, which just hits deep, man. If you're ever feeling a certain way about life, you're in your feelings about any kind of problem, when I'm that way, I put on Let It All Work Out by Lil Wayne on Carter 5, and it immediately makes me feel better. And I just immediately get that vibe, and he just puts me in a better headspace. You got Uproar off that album. Uproar is just an instant classic. But there just wasn't those tracks on this album where they hit and it hits me a certain way. I was looking for that Let It All Work Out. I was looking for that Nightmares at the Bottom. And it's just not there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that though. It's like, I mean, I feel like it's hard to do it 20 plus years, right? At this point in time, 25 plus years, probably closer to 30 plus years.
Yeah. And I feel like if it wasn't called the Carter 6, it would have been a decent album. But putting it in the Carter catalog and not having any just immediate classics on it, it just tarnished the catalog itself.
Dang. Yeah. It's hard to keep a album going that long anyway. I feel like already on 6, like, dang, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
That Big X, The Plug, that track is dope. But that's also where I'm talking about, where I felt like the features outperformed Lil Wayne. I feel like Big X, or whatever his name, Big X The Plug, I feel like he killed that track. And then it goes right into Lil Wayne after that, and you almost want to rewind it and listen back to Big again.
Yeah. I can see that. I like Big X The Plug, though. It's just got that voice, I guess, right?
Yeah, he does. He has that. He's got that Southern style to him. It just hits. It hits a certain way when you listen to Big X.
He did do a lot of features with a lot of people, though.
Yeah, and it wasn't anybody that really people were expecting, which I'll give him props on that. The features, I'd give him probably a B plus, if not an A minus on. He really connected with the right people at the right time. He has a song with Jelly Roll on it, which people are mixed on it, but I feel like it's a necessary change up. Some people were kind of caught off guard by some of his tracks, but we don't. If you listen to Lil Wayne long enough, you know that he's out of the ordinary. He's not just albums.
He had the whole rock and roll album, right? The whole rock album and the whole pretty much like blues album with him playing the guitar and stuff.
Yep, and people forget that. So when they hear that Alone in My Studio with the guitar, they're thrown off by it. And they're just like, this isn't Lil Wayne. It's like, honestly, it really is.
Yeah, and I mean, shoot, it's been like that the whole time. He has been authentically different, right? He's always skateboarding and, wearing a Jinko jeans and, just big kid doing whatever it is he wanted to do, essentially. What's that movie with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg where Adam Sandler was like the kid superstar? It's like, that's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
He was, been on since he was, like 14, 15.
Yep, exactly. And, I'm anticipating this, if people don't already know, you're listening in and you feel the same way about this album. He is coming out with the deluxe version. That's set to drop. What is it? Tomorrow at midnight tonight, the Carter 6 bonus.
I think I have it.
The deluxe album. So I'm hoping with those couple extra tracks on there, it does, live up to that standard and it changes everyone's mind on how it is. Still waiting on the GNX deluxe though from Kendrick. So we'll see if that comes out even too. So
wait, what's the bonus on it? Just a band from New Orleans remix?
I have no clue, honestly. I haven't looked into it. I just see the announcement for it.
Yeah.
But that's supposed to drop at midnight tonight, technically Friday. So we're on our New Music Friday. Then.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so that was my new music for New Music Friday.
Yep, and then we got a new song from Chris Brown, "Holy Blindfold." We'll see if that's old school Chris Brown, where he's R&B and popping it out, or if he's gonna continue with this trend he's been doing with his beefs, and it's gonna be more of a kind of trap kind of vibe.
Okay.
We got Roddy Ricch, who hasn't came out with anything in a while. He comes out with a new song at midnight tonight called "Underdog."
I'm here for that. We'll see. The
Yeah.
sing rap.
Yeah. The one that I would ask you how you feel about, and if you're looking forward to it, is that Logic and Juicy J album that's dropping at midnight tonight.
Well, it's probably gonna be mid.
They have one song called 1995 that I like to play every now and then. It's a vibe. I'm hoping it falls along those lines where it's just really a hood bop kind of theme. But we have to wait and see, I guess. Really, honestly, I'm excited to hear it. I don't have the highest expectations for it, though.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be something different, something good for sure. I do like Logic's energy and what he brings. He definitely brings a different flavor from what you normally hear.
You can't go wrong with Juicy J on just about anything.
No. Juicy J is a legend for sure.
Yep.
I feel like does Wiz have a new album coming out?
Who's that?
Wiz.
Not that I've seen. I haven't heard much through the grapevine on that. Hey, he's overdue for one.
I know, that's what I mean.
Actually, I think didn't we talk about it before? I think he's coming out with OJ and Kush Volume 2 or something like that.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he came out with. He's coming out with the album or if he, or I don't know.
Yeah, Kush and Orange Juice Volume 2 or something like that. Which Kush and Orange Juice, they're their own kind of band almost, where it's more of an instrumental kind of hip hop.
Oh yeah, because they came back out. They came out in April. Need more.
This has that 1995 vibe to it too.
Oh, this is 1995.
Yeah. Takes you back. It makes you feel like you're back in 95.
1995, man. No internet. No blogging.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Cartoons and cereal. Some Frosted Flakes.
Yep.
Man. Gosh, bowls were bigger.
Yep.
Spoons were bigger. And cartoons were better.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Real Monsters? Was that 95?
All Real Monsters. Yeah, that was a good one. I liked Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Come on now. Yeah, All Real Monsters. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Doug.
Yep. Hey Arnold.
Football head. Yeah, man. Dang, it seems like it was just yesterday, but it seems like it's so long ago too.
Yep.
95 was 30 years ago.
No.
Right? You were born before 95?
Yeah, yep.
You're older than 30 years old, sir.
I am older than 30 years old, man.
On the other side of the hill. That's why I cover my hair and stay far back so you don't see the gray.
And back in 95, we had the San Francisco 49ers as the champions.
95. Dang, man. Florida Gators about to win the championship in 96. Yeah. Dang, the OJ Simpson trial. Toy Story came out in 95. Gosh.
Dang.
Yeah, Juicy J was famous in 1995 with Chicken Head.
Yeah.
It was wild. You think about it. All them.
We had the Oklahoma City bombing was that year.
Dang. Yeah, we got some shows coming to Denver too. This next month, we got the weekend coming to Empower Phil. How you feel about that?
Mixed.
What is that?
Also, back in 1995, funny enough as it is, the Los Angeles Rams announced that they were going to be moving to St. Louis
When did they move back to LA?
back in, I think,
2015? Oh, was that recent?
Maybe it was that old. I don't know.
$2016.
Oh, okay. You're closer then, by far.
Yeah. Well, they just got their stadium built in 22, I believe.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to go back.
Right. Yeah, in St. Louis. I mean, they got, was it the Renegades UFL team?
Yeah.
No other pro football team.
It's kind of like Oakland these days, you know. They don't even have the athletics anymore for the MLB. They lost all their teams.
Yeah, no team wants to hang out there. They didn't show them any love.
No. It's crazy. I feel like there needs to be a 30 for 30 on Oakland itself as a city.
It'd be wild to see that, like, for the fact that they had the Raiders, the A's, essentially had the Warriors.
I was going to say the Warriors.
Much,
yeah.
You know, and still lost money.
Yeah.
And they had the Raiders and the A's playing the same stadium. How were they not racking up off that?
Right. And how did MLB and NFL even ever be okay with that to begin with?
So wild. It's changing stadium, changing fields. Saying I'm on a UCJ rabbit hole.
And then something that you had brought up that I want to ask you about, see how you feel about, is that Slick Rick album.
Hey, Slick Rick dropping his first album in 26 years. And then he has Idris Elba doing a visual album also to go along with it. So that'll be interesting to see. I feel like Childish Gambino kind of did a visual album, right? With, what was it, Feels Like Summer? Where he did that whole pretty much like music video.
Yeah, and then he had a movie too. Childish Gambino's done some crazy stuff. You know, he had the This Is America, where he did like a whole prolonged, like almost movie style for the music video and everything.
Yeah, that was such a good music video.
Yeah.
And speaking of Oakland, Chris, he had that song that he remixed from that song Oakland that he remixed from what's his face? Oh, hold on. Telegraph Avenue.
Okay.
Oakland by Lloyd. Yeah, remix that. Speaking of Oakland, but yes, Oakland has definitely so crazy. I don't say it went downhill fast. I mean, I feel like they didn't make it all the way up the hill
to go down that fast. They fell off their speed bump pretty quick.
Well, yeah, man. I remember being in Oakland in 2010. So much happened between 2010 and 2015.
Yeah.
2010, at like no taxi drivers would come out to Oakland after like 10 p.m. They would not come across the bridge.
That's kind of like it's kind of like Chicago though, Southside Chicago for United Arena.
This sucks though. You want to go somewhere, you gotta walk. Well, I guess the Uber is different now though. Uber
only
wasn't
go-
as big back then.
Yeah, I go to a daytime Chicago Bulls game only. I don't go to
Yeah.
nighttime Bulls games.
No night Bulls games.
No,
Not even with the driver.
no, not even with the driver. I don't mess with the South Side when the sun goes down.
Yeah, people say, you know, whatever we'll say. Anyway, we got other shows, man. Reggie Watts with Flying Lotus, Jim James and Vic Mensa at Mission Ballroom. I tell you, man, we saw Leon Bridges at the Mission. It's a good place to see a show.
Leon Bridges is a good show overall, though, too.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It'd probably be a good place to see him anywhere. But the Mission Ballroom is a cool place to see a show at if you're going to be indoors for a show.
Yeah.
Rappin' Forte is going to be at Bar Red. We're talking about Slick Rick, Rappin' Forte.
Nice.
Let's go. Lil Boosie at like 18 different locations over a couple different weekends. I think like 2 or 3 weekends.
Boozy badass.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced the Red Rocks Halloween show. Have you seen that one yet?
No, who's that?
Denzel Curry,
Oh, man.
Freddie Gibbs, and Earl Sweatshirt.
Well, I like Freddie Gibbs.
Me too. That's a dope ass lineup, man. Earl Sweatshirt's dope.
Earl Sweatshirt. I remember when Earl Sweatshirt came with Tyler the Creator. This was probably in 2011, 2012. Probably 2012. He came with Tyler the Creator. And I think it was still when he was like 17. So they couldn't even do the show. It was at Cervantes. They couldn't even do the show like past 9 or something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, Earl Sweatshirt, he comes from the Odd Future group with Tyler the Creator and all that. So that's pretty common.
Dang, man. I feel like I see some good music out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. There's always something. Some good music coming.
You got Sleepy Hollow coming to Cervantes. Sleepy Hollow's dope.
Let's go. Yeah, I feel like you can almost throw a dime in any location, any weekend, and you'll find a good hip-hop show somewhere.
Yep. And that goes across the board for all genres in Denver, honestly, man. You really – if you don't like the shows this week, wait till next week. It'll be your job.
Just like the weather.
Exactly. That's something Colorado is very known for, is our weather and our music.
That's so true, man. And I'm here for all of it. Shoot, man. What you thinking you want to touch on for next week? Got any questions to try to build on for next week? Got all these people in here. Let's take a promo real quick. Let's take a break real quick. Yeah, I'm taking a break in an hour, bro. We've just been getting into it. Let's go ahead and throw the Shady Sports. We got all these new people in here. Hit the like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. You're chilling at the bus stop. We just been hanging, kicking it. I don't even know if we had comments or anything. We just been chilling. We got Chris in here. Thanks for joining, man. Got Sam was in early. JD White with the. How was your Zaxby's, bro? Tell us how it was. Where you must be down in Florida or somewhere eating Zaxby's.
Right.
Let us know how you guys are doing. Hit that like button. Let's take a break real quick, Static, and then we'll come right back, bro.
How are you? Bring them things, bring them things. I call the plug, bring them things. I bring them things.
That's money. That's cash out.
Yeah, man, we gotta. Dang, I gotta get my verse rewritten. You know what I mean? So we can get get our track up there.
Yep.
That new
Talking
music
about New
Friday.
Music Fridays and new music coming out. Me and Gemini are starting to get back in the booth ourselves. We're starting to work on some stuff. We're working on our intro to this show here. Should be
Yeah.
premiering here pretty soon. We're working on Gemini's verse. Everything's turning out real clean on that. I like the vibe on it. I like how that's progressing. We're working on some other tracks as well, always.
Especially with Slick Rick dropping an album, like shoot, man.
If he could do it, us from the 2010 classics can do it.
There you go, right? We come out with some new music Friday for sure, guys. What did you want to hear us rap about over here on the bus stop? You know what I'm saying? We talk sports. We rap about sports and macaroni and fried chicken and stuff. Spaghetti.
Whatever.
Not your mom's spaghetti though, just spaghetti.
Orange,
horrendous. We got the rhymes. No, but yeah, man. When we come back, I'll check out this full Carter album.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that I would like to see your grading system on it. I gave it a C minus. Maybe with more listening, I can give it a C plus, B minus.
It's hard, man. I'm partial though, because I'm a Lil Wayne loyalist, right? Like I was there for the Block is Hot. You know what I mean? Fireman.
The 504 Boys, man.
Yeah, all of that. So
same. First album I ever bought with my own money was the Juvenile 500 Degrees album, man.
Hey. Yeah, so I don't know. I just like what Lil Wayne put out, but I'm gonna have to listen to it all the way through though. And maybe I can see what you're saying though about it not having that Carter flair to it though, man.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to just put Carter on. Israel just fired on Iran. Oh man, sports, Chris. No, thanks for breaking news. Keep it sports. Take the politics over to the politics channels.
Halliburton just fired on SGA too.
Right. Halliburton fired last night on the Thunder.
Yep.
And what do you have?
Broncos just fired on the NFL with this J.K. Dobbins.
Hey, man, I think we got a pretty great duo in this too, for sure. I think J.K. Dobbins and RJ Harvey could be a pretty solid duo in the NFL.
Who do you think should be our third out of McLaughlin and Estime?
Tyler Bidet.
I think so too. I feel like that's going to be the better. I think it's going to suck to see him go anywhere else. More than it would be to see Jaleel McLaughlin go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could deal with that, no problem.
Yeah, I like McLaughlin, but I think Bidet has more upside too.
Yeah, McLaughlin offers us the more play action style running back, but I mean, are we in that league where we need that play action vibe with Bo Nix going deep balls and 3 heavy hitter running backs?
Yeah, I don't think we even need 3 running backs, quite honestly, with our receiving core, but it does not hurt to have that breathing option, because I feel like it'll be like 40-40 Harvey, Dobbins, and then like the extra 20%, or like 50% Harvey, 40% Dobbins, and like 10% to the third guy.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. I don't think it hurts to have that third person, because if one of them drops out due to injury, we have that backup. Same thing we're doing with our defensive backs, with the Barrett signing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Barrett can probably even move up to number 2.
Yeah, Jedi can easily take that number 2 spot, and then we have Riley Moss on that 3 spot, and there for reserve, and he's a very clutch third option.
Especially you have Riley Moss as your third. I mean, he was our number 2, and he did a solid job last season.
Yeah, injury is the only thing that really held him back from being an elite corner.
So, and I mean, I hope for him to step his game up this season too, just because I feel like he was getting exposed a bit last season. And it's okay, we weren't planning for him to be the answer. So it was cool that he could come in and play the way that he did. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, and you can quote me on this, but I think this may very well be the second coming of the no-fly zone.
Hey, yeah, no, I think especially with what's his name, pick up in the linebacker, like you said, I think we really shored up our defensive line, especially Q Robinson. And what's the other lineman they drafted? Q Robinson's like 6'7", or
Yeah.
like dude's
He's a
so
wall.
big. He's like 6'5", like 300? Let me see his stats or something.
The dude is a wall.
Yeah.
He's an SUV. He's an SUV in a world of sedans.
Well, he's 6'4", 243. What's the other guy they drafted? Let's see. And then we got Crawshaw, who should come in and be a pretty solid punter. There's a reason. Savion Jones, that's who it is. How big is he? 6'5", 280 pounds. So between the two of them, man, that's almost 500 pounds right there added to the line.
Yeah. They better get them extra wide seats on the plane. Those away games.
Here for it. And then Evan Ingram wearing number 1. Man, the Broncos coming out with some swag this year.
Yeah. What do you feel? How are you feeling about those uniforms at this point?
I don't know, they're all right.
Yeah,
I like the white ones.
I really don't like the bolts. I feel like it's too signature of the Chargers. I wish they'd take the bolts off the shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm. They do feel like they just copied the Chargers. Like Nike just copied the Chargers and did it. Well, that's what they do, right? They just copy the uniforms from the other teams in college football and just keep it rolling.
But you're not wrong. Them white uniforms are clean.
Yeah. I really like the white uniforms. Yeah. I like the blue ones. Don't they have the blue one?
Are you talking about the throwbacks or the new blue?
They have a new one?
The ones they played in last year.
Yeah, the dark blue one.
The dark blue or the throwback.
Yeah, that's the one with the bolts on the sleeves. Yeah.
I really like the throwbacks. The throwbacks are clean.
Yeah, with the creamsicle.
Oh, yeah.
And the little horsey.
Yep.
It's like a donkey.
The Denver Donkeys.
Denver Donkeys. That's what I call them when I'm mad at them.
Same. I think that's a local like unspoken name that a lot of people don't say unless they're behind closed doors and we're losing.
They won't be Denver Donkeys this year.
Nah.
Denver Donkeys no more. Hopefully. I think there'll still be a game or two where they come out and they're the Denver Donkeys. Shoot, man. Good show, bro. Hour, 40 minutes, almost 2 hours. Just kicking it. Thought that was pretty legit. Had over 70 live views.
Appreciate everybody that's watching, man.
Mm-hmm. Every single one of you guys. Thanks for hanging. Nah, but for reals, guys, let us know. Like, we want to hear what's your favorite chicken spot. What, how much did you bet on the Pacers to win in 6? I mean, I put $5 on it, so I didn't put it.
How do y'all feel about the J.K. Dobbins signing?
Oh, man, right? And why do you think RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins will be the best running back duo? Or could they be the best running back duo in the NFL next season? I think they could be at least top 3.
Yeah. If you're an NBA fan on here, or how do you feel about the Knicks not having a head coach yet?
Right. Or the Broncos not having a GM.
Or the Nuggets not having a GM.
Or the Nuggets. I don't know why I keep saying the Broncos, man. I just got Broncos on my mind, man. Just football fever all day, every day.
Right.
Football fever.
We got, 2.5 months before preseason football?
Training camp's now. It's now. Before you go to sleep, wake up, and it's going to be football. Time to go.
Yep.
Shoot, college football's right around the corner. We'll be
Next week we'll come back. We'll talk about this Logic and Juicy J album. We'll talk about this Kodak Black album.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll have an NBA champion. We should have an NBA champion.
Should.
But next week, yeah.
Yeah.
And next Thursday.
We'll talk about them new NBA world champions.
Mm-hmm. There's let's see, Colorado Spartans. They lost to the Beef last week or 2 weeks ago. Last week in the playoffs, but they made it to the playoffs in their second season. So, looking forward to Colorado Spartans coming back next season and holding it down and making a push to go further in their league, in their arena league.
And who here remembers the Colorado Crush?
Ooh. Yeah, I just saw, man. Hopefully, it'd be nice that UFL brought the Colorado Crush back, right? Bring a team to Denver or Longmont. You know what I mean?
The Longmont Lizards?
Yeah.
Longmont Lot Lizards?
Oh, no. The Morrison Lot Lizards.
The Morrison Monsters. Have they announced the team's name for the women's soccer team that they're building the stadium for?
Oh, man. So they announced the stadium location. I thought they announced the team name. Let's see. Yeah, so they broke ground in the Performance Center in Centennial. Dang, this look gangster. I'm definitely going to a game here.
Right. Women's sports coming up in the world, man, and I'm for it.
This looks kind of better than the stadium down in the Springs.
And it's in the name of the club is going to be a fan vote. It's currently happening. They launched the fan vote for the team name.
Bro, season tickets will be $30.
Probably.
It's right here on their site, $30.
Well, you might be seeing.
Oh, it's a deposit. It's a deposit for the season.
Okay, I'm about to say that's a little shot at the.
I was like, I'm about to get 20 of them right now. We all going.
Right.
I don't see a name though.
To everybody watching, what do you think that the women's soccer club team name should be? We'll start our own vote now.
Right, Peyton Manning's a part of that team ownership, right?
There's a few of them, definitely. I'm a part owner. You didn't know?
What? Yeah, they got like 40, just like the Broncos. Okay. Yeah, Peyton Manning, part owner.
Smart move with that new stadium, man. That thing is going to bring in some revenue. It's a beautiful location, beautiful stadium from the design that they have and the blueprints that they have released. So,
I see you up here with the founders. Statik. Yeah.
Yep.
Michaela Schifrin's part owner.
That's my future ex-wife.
Rob Cohen. Oh, thought he was somebody. Yeah, I don't see a name though.
Yeah, no, it's what it says on their team page right now is that the team launched a fan vote to help determine the official name of the club. The new team, which will be a member of the NWSL, is set to play in Denver starting in 2026. So they better get to cracking on that stadium, man. They only got a year left.
Well, they broke ground, so I mean, I feel like once they break ground, it's like super quick.
It'll be 14,500 seats.
How many do you think they'll fill?
4,500 seats.
Oh man, they better fill 14,000. Tickets will be like $2 if they only fill 4,000. So
yeah, no, I feel like that first game out, it'll be 14,500. It'll be at max capacity. Depending on how the team plays, it might drop off quick. It might stay steady and consistent at that 13,000 seat mark. I feel like they're going to spend and invest that money, and they got somebody like Peyton Manning backing them. They might have some pull to be able to pull some really solid players in.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time next year, y'all will see us on here talking about our new NLWS or whatever it is, the league, the women's soccer club. We'll be talking about them as well.
Future of women's soccer is now.
Yeah, we ain't biased. We ain't talking just men's sports up in here. We're talking it all.
Mm-hmm. Talk about everything up in here. Cool. Well, shoot, man. I think I need to call it.
Yep.
Yeah. My butt hurts from sitting.
You sound like so many bench players right now.
I know. I'm riding the bench right now. I don't know if I can do a whole 4-hour marathon show. We'll have to get a round table to see if we can do a 4-hour one.
Right.
Gosh, this is a lot. Nah, but it's a fun show tonight, man. I had fun tonight. It was a good one.
Definitely.
Talked a lot. I think we had some good people chime in. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to talk on?
Not much. Just really want to touch base with everybody. Also, always thank them. Show my appreciation. I appreciate everybody who tunes in. Make sure y'all stay with all Shady Sports Network channels, episodes, shows we got going on. We got many shows. It's not just Bus Stop. We got fantasy reports with Gemini. And that's with Justin. I haven't seen Justin on here tonight, but when you do see this, Justin, what's up?
Yay. Shout out Justin, co-host, co-pilot. Yeah, we got Dynasty Academy as well too. Eagles Elite. We got what is the Monday wrestling? There's a wrestling show on Monday. We have there's all types of stuff on Shady Sports. So head on over to Shady Sports Network. Not to mention all the arena football coverage we have over there. Big 3 League live games. We have live games from all types of sports. So there is a plethora and no shortage of sports over here on the Shady Sports Network, guys. So come rock with us. All you sponsors, all you new you artists out there, all you DJs, man, hit us up. Get your music on, you know what I mean? We'd love to play your music for New Music Friday. You know what I'm saying? All you DJs, we'd love to hear you come on and play some mixes for us, right? Here, talk to you about your craft. All you sponsors want to work with us, brands, holler at us, man. All you athletes, get you on here too. We're doing it all. So all you basketball rappers, all you football rappers out there, shoot us your album, right? We'll play it on the show and talk about it.
Let us know when your next show's coming up. Maybe you'll see us there.
Love to know that. Definitely, please let us know when your next show is. We definitely, for sure would love to try to make it out to a show and get some live footage and some live, coverage up here in the network. Let's go. We're ready. We're here to do it all, guys. Over here at the bus stop. We ain't just kicking it at the bus stop. We're chopping it up at the bus stop. So hang with us. Keep hanging with us. Yeah, I mean, I think if there's nothing else, Statik, go ahead and shut her down. There we go. So yeah, guys, keep rocking with us. Hit that like button. Thanks for chiming in tonight. As we said, always a pleasure hanging out. Always a pleasure to be able to talk sports and music combined over here on Shady Sports. And I mean, I just don't know how else to put it, but keep rocking with us. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Please subscribe. We're here every Thursday night over here on Shady Sports Network, and we just want to keep it rocking as we get through the year. So yeah, Jordan, anything else you wanted to add on?
No, pretty much you nailed it, man. Just make sure y'all are subscribing, get that bus pass. Tune in with us every week, every Thursday, 6 Mountain Time. We'll be talking about everything we talked about the week before, plus other things. Talking about the new music coming out that night and coming out with what's happening next week. You'll see us talking about the new champions for the NBA. You'll see us talking about new albums dropping. Come join the chat.
Yes, sir. So you guys heard it. So have a good night, guys, and see you next week.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. Changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.